It's good to see you, Ben. I see you dancing. Lisa, Michelle, thank you so much for the love of the music. That's music from Love City Records, my brand new record company. Thank you, Lou. Thank you so much. Um, Let me turn off these requests for this live so that people don't disturb our peace while we are connecting tonight. It's so good to see you. Thank you, Lou. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Ben. Yes, you sure can. You sure can. We have records for sale to help support the mission and to keep food on the table to keep me alive while we move towards the goals. For sure, I can drop those links to you at some point. The music is available through lovedandlovable.org, but I can drop you direct links so that you don't have to go and search too far for it. But yeah, we started Love City Records last year when I was in a dark night of the soul. I was in a really, really messed up place. Had recently come to Savannah to help people, and then folks turned on us, and right before Poppy Water and I ended up in the streets of Savannah looking for housing in the middle of the night on New Year's Eve, which we found the same night, and we were supported by the community to find it and to fund it. A couple months before that, I turned all of the pain that I was experiencing in that living situation into music. I've been told all of my life that I wasn't a real singer and a real entertainer because I didn't write music. And at 41 years young, I started writing my first songs last November. And now we've got 62 songs to take on tour as part of Dr. Flo and the Love Experience. So turn all of your pain into something beautiful. And that Lighthouse song is one of those songs. And yes, they are downloadable. I can send you a link for all of them, all 62. And I would love to know which ones are your favorite. We can talk about music anytime, though. Y'all know music is my life. I wanted to start tonight with two pieces of poetry from a book called Emergent Strategy. It's by Adrienne Maree Brown, Shaping Change, Changing Worlds. It's one of the textbooks of Love and Action Network. It's how we thrive here. Emergent Strategy is a radical self help, society help, and planet help book designed to shape the futures we want to live. Change is constant. The world is in a continual state of flux. And this is a spirituality based equally on science and science fiction. And it's a visionary incantation to transform that which ultimately transforms us. The premise of this guidebook that we use here in the network is that everything that we need about building strong missions and strong communities can be found in nature. And so sometimes we need to flow like water. Sometimes we need to coast on the wind like the birds that go together. And so we use this book as a foundation to help us grow and come into harmony with what we're actually doing here. For those of you who are on thread saying that I'm trying to start a cult, I hope you know that cult leaders have to control people. And one of the hardest things I've been faced with in life is trying to control people. It does not work. I did not make you all come here tonight. You came here because you're honest, open, willing, and available to it. And people all day on threads and beyond are like, it seems like you're starting a cult. And I'm like, no, cults have people, and people are annoying. So I'm not trying to start a cult. I'm trying to start a movement of people who want to fall in love with themselves more every day and find themselves to be deeply and profoundly loved and lovable. And I'm using nature to guide. And I'm doing it with ease and with peace. So, anyway, two pieces of poetry from this book. The first is Stop Hating a Spell. Stop hating a spell. Let me pull up the weed by the root and notice the soil that I stand on. Is this a necessary vitriol? Is this what I choose now to rant on? Is there nothing to build, nothing to grow, no more to offer up, nothing to know? Is there a way now that I could let go? He's just saying, let them. Is there a way now that I could let go? Can I look in the mirror and love me more? I'll read it one more time. Let me pull the weed up by the root and notice the soil that I stand on. Is this a necessary vitriol? Is this what I choose now to rant on? Is there nothing to build and nothing to grow, no more to offer up, nothing to know? Is there a way now that I could let go? Can I look in the mirror and love me more? The second one is the authenticity chant from page 197 of the book. Let me not posture. Let me not front. Let me not say yes to lives I don't want. Let me not use words that don't mean a thing. Let me be fly as I am, no trying. Let me good for my heart, not my rep. Let me be still when I can't take a step. Don't let me get too caught creating my face. Just let me love me all over the place. Don't let me get too caught creating my face. Let me just love me all over the place. And tonight's talk, as I have the wrong slide up, the wrong scene up, tonight's talk is all about, boom. Is people-pleasing kindness, or is it manipulation disguised as kindness? Welcome to our first week of 52 weeks of People Pleasers Anonymous Live on the app known as TikTok. There's a lot of darkness and doom scrolling on TikTok. People, when I tell them that I do programming on TikTok, they go, oh, I had to get TikTok off my phone. There's so much doom scrolling and it's so scary and it's such a chaotic place. I was like, that's why we need to be the light there. That's why I platform on TikTok, because we have to have alternatives in this world to the forces of darkness. And I'm here to represent the light. This is our first week of People Pleasers Anonymous Live. And y'all know me, I'm Dr. Flo. You can find out more about me at AskDrFlo.com, AskDrFlo.com if you're interested. And welcome. This is a space for honest conversations about boundaries, burnout, self-abandonment, validation addiction, toxic relationships, visibility fears, and learning how to live a life that actually belongs to you. Tonight we are starting with a big question. Is people-pleasing kindness, or is it manipulation disguised as kindness? And before anyone gets defensive, let me say this. Most people pleasers are not bad people. Most people pleasers are deeply caring people. Most people pleasers are generous people. Most people pleasers have good hearts. But having a good heart doesn't always mean we're operating from a healthy place. And tonight we're going to explore that together. All right. Here's your opportunity to keep shining. Drop a yes in the chat if you've ever struggled to say no. Drop a yes in the chat if you've ever struggled to say no. Okay, I see you, Michelle. Michelle says yes. Okay. Drop a heart in the chat. I see you, Ben. Drop a heart in the chat if you've ever agreed to something you didn't actually want to do. Let me see if I can find my hearts. Do I have hearts here? I'll do a heart face. Drop a heart. I see you, Lou. Drop a heart if you've ever agreed to something you didn't actually want to do. Yeah, me too. Drop a number 2 in the chat If you've ever felt exhausted from constantly taking care of everybody else, drop a 2 in the chat if you felt exhausted. Or if you've ever felt exhausted from constantly taking care of everybody else. Yes, all of us nurturers in the room. If you have a nurturing heart, yes, 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 yes. We're gonna address these things tonight. So let's first start by defining people pleasing. When you hear the phrase people pleaser, what comes to mind? Put your answers in the chat. When you hear the phrase people pleaser, what comes to mind? Zebra says betrayal of self. Michelle says someone who puts everyone before themselves. Wow, 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 wow. Thank y'all for answering. This space is enriched by your participation. I'm so grateful. Betrayal of self and a people pleaser by teacher Michelle tonight, because we're all teaching each other here, is someone who puts everyone before themselves. Ben says bending over backwards for someone that doesn't give a darn about you. Lisa says insecurities. Oh, wow. Yes, yes, yes. I see you, Ben. I agree with all of those answers. Many people define people pleasing as being nice, but being nice and being a people pleaser are not the same thing. That too. Lisa says caring how they perceive you. It gets us all, Ben. This is not a space for perfect people. This is a place for bold dreamers. You don't need to be perfect to be a member of Love in Action Network and to rock with us. As long as you're honest, open, willing, and available, we'll take it. Autocorrect and all. Typos and all. Being nice and being a people pleaser are not the same thing. Kindness is giving because you want to. People pleasing is giving because you're afraid not to. I'm going to say that one more time so it lands on the room. Kindness is giving because you want to. People pleasing is giving because you're afraid not to. And that's a very different motivation. All right, let me know in the chat, what is harder for you? Saying yes or saying no? And then tell me why. I'll drop this in the it can be, Lisa. Lisa's saying niceness can be manipulative. It really can be. Someone earlier in one of the earlier lives was asking me about applause because I'm a entertainer. Part of my other life is being an entertainer, and someone was asking me how I felt about applause, and I was like, applause is great as long as it's not manipulative, you know? People telling me I'm awesome or that I'm talented or that I'm a great singer or performer or speaker or leader or whatever. It's all nice, right, Lisa? It's all good until they start to try to manipulate you with kindness, for sure. What's harder for you all? Saying yes or saying no? And then let me know why. Michelle says, saying no. I always put everyone first. I will do without so someone I love can have whatever they want or need. I've been there. I sure have. Anybody else? What's harder for you, saying yes or saying no? Lisa says same about the no, but I've been learning. I found that people will turn on you. You can say, there's a Beyonce song for the Beyonce fans in the room. One of her songs says, the first time I say no, it's like I never said yes. If you've been like me, a yes man or a yes person or a super accommodating person, people get used to you saying yes to them. And then when you tell them no, they will actually sometimes act very aggressively. Anybody in the room has had someone act aggressively towards them when they denied them the first time after saying a bunch of yeses. It's scary. It's scary. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Beyonce said, look up the song, Elisa. The first time I said no, it's like I never said yes. Mm-hmm. From our Lord and Savior Beyonce. Let's talk now about the hidden fear behind people pleasing. People pleasing is often driven by fear, a fear of rejection, a fear of conflict, a fear of disappointing people, a fear of abandonment, a fear of being misunderstood, a fear of being seen as selfish. And the behavior may look generous on the outside, but underneath it, the behaviors can be powered by anxiety. We do a lot of work here daily, twice daily on TikTok. I pop up, sometimes 3 times. Ben and I were hanging out on TikTok for hours today while I was working on a video project. We talk a lot about dealing with our depression, our anxiety, our panic, and paranoia. How are you relating to your depression, your anxiety, your panic, and your paranoia? Zebra is talking about being a people pleaser in the seeking of acceptance. Yes, being accepted by people. That's a big reason. Yeah, big reason. And yes, saying no to people after saying yes to them can cause them to reject you. And that fear of abandonment, you're talking about the fear of abandonment. I don't want to ruin these relationships. I don't want people to leave me the way that others left me in the past. So I'm going to keep saying yes in order to keep them in my life. Okay? So, once again, people pleasing looks generous on the outside, but underneath it, it can be powered by anxiety. I got a question for you all. What are you most afraid will happen if you disappoint someone? Let me know in the chat. What are you most afraid will happen if you disappoint someone? Michelle already talked about it, the ruining of the relationships, and Ben talked about the ruining of future relationships. Yes, yes. What are you most afraid will happen if you disappoint someone? I'll pause for your answers. If you're just joining the room, this is the first week of 52 weeks of People Pleasers Anonymous Live, where we're coming to heal from being a people pleaser and the things that it robs us of. Lisa says that she is often afraid of their meltdown, their adult temper tantrums, right, Lisa? Some people go into a full temper tantrum when they feel disappointed by us. And that can cause you to walk on eggshells around people. People you know and people you don't know. And emotional dysregulation. Ben says, fear I'd be alone. Yep. Let's talk now about kindness versus people pleasing. Let's compare. Kindness says, I want to help. People pleasing says, I have to help. Kindness says, I have a choice. People pleasing says, I don't have a choice. Kindness feels free. People pleasing feels pressured. Kindness creates connection. People pleasing often creates resentment. Which sounds more like you? And you can put an A or B in the chat. Which sounds more like you? A, I help because I genuinely want to. B, I help because I feel guilty if I don't. Lisa says, depends on the situation. I understand. Ben says, I'm at the point, I'm kind of cold towards people, and I like to find a happy medium. Depends on the situation, says Michelle. Let's talk now about the manipulation conversation. Let's address the controversial question. Can people pleasing be manipulation? Sometimes, yes. Not always, but sometimes. Because manipulation is any attempt to control outcomes through indirect means. That's the actual definition of manipulation. Attempting to control outcomes through indirect means. Many people pleasers are trying to control how others feel about them. We're trying to guarantee approval. We're trying to avoid criticism. We're trying to prevent conflict. We're trying to make sure everyone stays happy. That's not necessarily kindness. That's often fear. But here's the good news. That doesn't make you a bad person. That makes you human. Next question. Have you ever done something you didn't want to do because you were afraid that someone would think badly of you? Lisa said, I've learned recently that there can be superficial people pleasing. Tell me more about the superficial people pleasing. Check, check one. I think I still have sound. Ben says, but I'm good with you, Dr. Flo, and this group. I'm relaxed and cool with y'all. This is great. I'm happy that you're finding a safe place to be and to land here with us, Ben. That's who I seek to be with people. Let's talk now about the cost of people pleasing. What does people pleasing cost? Let's build the list together. And answer in the chat. What does people pleasing cost? Sometimes, oh, Lisa says, people may pop by to say they were there or show up in a way to appear to be supportive, but they never were truly supportive. Yep. And people pleasing cost us our self respect. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Also, our energy, our time, our money, our peace, our confidence, our identity, our dreams, our health, our relationships, our sleep sometimes, our joy, our self respect. I used to live with a family member, and she would constantly complain about family members waking her up in the middle of the night or early in the morning with phone calls about the drama going on in their lives. And I would always ask her, well, why do you answer the phone? If you don't enjoy picking up the phone in the middle of the night and talking through drama and tragedy with the family, why do you answer the phone? She was literally losing sleep because of people pleasing. Oh, wow. Wow. We'll talk sometime, Ben, about the fact that I don't like that I do dream. I wish that everything went black when I dreamed. But sometimes I work harder in my dream, or it feels like I'm working harder in my dream than when I'm waking. The other day, I had this dream where I kept going from venue to venue and place to place saying, the price is going up. The price is going up. I go to the grocery store. The price is going up. I go to the gas station. I went to the library. The price is going up. I spent 8 hours of my dreams yelling that the price is going up on everything. I was like, I wish I was not dreaming. But if you're a person who wants to dream, then you can miss dreams. Does anybody want to pop up for a second or two and talk about or tell us a story about what people pleasing has cost you personally? Does anybody want to share a story tonight? I can open the stage up for about 3 minute shares, 2 to 3 minute shares. Does anybody want to talk tonight? Just raise your hand. There's a little button that you should see down. It's got people on it. And if you push the button, you'll be able to pop right on up and share, if you'd like, a story of how people pleasing may have cost you something personally. No pressure. And I'm gonna move out of this screen, so just let me know in the chat if you want to pop up and share it, or you can drop a comment later. What has people pleasing cost you personally? No big deal. So let's talk about the self-abandonment problem. And this 12-step program that we're running out of Love in Action Network, People Pleasers Anonymous, globally, we really deal every day and weekly, we will be dealing with the self-abandonment problem. Okay? That means, Lisa, that we need to get your views up and get your followers up so that you can come live. You don't see the button? You don't see the button? You've got to start sharing a reel a day. This is not the right venue for this. This is not the coaching part of what I do for business leaders and visionaries and dreamers. But we will help you grow your audience and grow your following so that you can pop right on up and share. It will come. It will come. So every day and every week, we talk about the self-abandonment problem. And this is where people pleasing becomes dangerous because eventually you become so focused on everyone else's need that you stop asking yourself, what do I need? What do I want? What do I feel? What do I believe? Who am I? Oh, you have the power.
Hey, no, I was on my computer and it wouldn't let me do it, so I had to switch to my phone.
Perfect, perfect. You want to answer the prompt of what has people pleasing cost you personally?
Yeah, I'll just do a quick one, but I feel like when it comes to being a parent, I feel like people pleasing, I just want to make them happy, and I'm scared that, if I don't do this, I'm gonna lose their trust, or if I don't do this, like there's a lot of buts in that. And I think that if I wouldn't have been like that, then it wouldn't be like it is today. Like if that like I feel like I've set a pattern. So like changing that pattern is really hard. Like what do you mean now? Like what do you mean? And now people push me even farther to see how far I will go until I mean today I was just like nope. You want me to be Mama Bear Rager? I will be a Mama Bear Rager. Um, and I still stick with the I'm always kind, but I'm truthful, and I no longer care about how other people if I make other people comfortable. So I guess that's what people pleasing is, right? Making other people comfortable. So I have decided to put myself and myself on like first and foremost because I have to. Because I like all of the things that I've been helping and helping and helping weren't really helping, I guess. And I recognize that. Sometimes you just have to let people figure it out on their own. But the
Wonderful.
pushback's hard.
Wonderful. The pushback is hard, and it makes you feel like you're not a nice person for real. But you know you're being nice. You know that you're being
Yes.
kind.
But when you have others, especially like young kids or whatever the circumstance, if you are completely different than they're used to, and say you're taking candy from a baby, they're going to fight back, and they fight back in any way they can to hurt you, so that you're a bad mom, or you don't love me, you weren't there for me. Like, they say everything they know that can hurt you, because, like, what do you mean you're not going to do this for me? And you have to be really strong in yourself to trust that what they're saying is not true, and that you are being kind and you are doing what you believe is to be the best thing to do, if that makes sense.
It does make sense. Great job, Sister Lisa, Big Dreamer Lisa. I'm going to give you a first stab at the reflection exercise, and I'll pop you back down. Complete this sentence in the chat, y'all, and then Lisa as well. I wish I gave myself permission to. Wonderful. Michelle says, stand up for myself and believe in myself more. I wish I gave myself permission to stand up for myself and believe in myself more. And Lisa's saying, stand strong in my truth. Stand strong in my truth. Anybody else? I wish I gave myself permission to. I wish I gave myself permission to truly be the spiritual weirdo that I know I'm supposed to be. Like, I can be pretty weird and out there spiritually, but I'm kind of in this like new age thing, and like this like new teacher, and all of this feels so foreign to me. Some of you all know I was raised very religiously and in what I call the cult of Christ. And this is such a deviation from everything that I was raised to be. And so there are times where I wish I gave myself permission to just be spiritually out there and let people deal with it. Maybe what I'm trying to say is I wish I gave myself permission to be judged more. And I'm a bold and courageous person, but there's certain spaces I haven't retackled because I'm afraid of the tomatoes that will get thrown at me. Tara says, I wish I gave myself permission to be messy, battling the perfectionism game. Great answers, everybody. Ben says, I wish I gave myself permission to not listen to the ones telling, wait, I wish I gave myself permission to listen to the ones telling me not to be a people pleaser earlier. Okay, you wish you gave yourself permission to listen to the ones telling you not to be a people pleaser earlier. Who tried to convince you to not be a people pleaser? Because this is very interesting, Ben, and I'm sure, put a 1 in the chat if you resonate with Ben. I had true friends, and I have true friends throughout my entire life who told me, you don't need to please those people. Go please yourself. You don't need to do what they want you to do. Do what you want to do. There's always some kind of earth angel in our corner. Maybe it's me now for you, but Ben and Lisa have had people in their lives who've said, give yourself permission to love yourself. Give yourself permission to do what you want to do. And for quite some time, we said, but what if they reject me? What if they call me names? What if they don't invite me to their parties? What if I'm alone? What if I'm isolated? I get that, Ben. And so does Lisa. And Tara, yeah, that being messy, when you're raised like Tara and I in classical music and traditional music and music programs, there's this precision to be on the note, to not hold over the note, to stand a certain way, to enter the stage a certain way. Some of our academic training did not allow us to be messy and to be human. And I too wish I gave myself permission to be messy and to come out of the perfectionism game. Ben says, but no, I love my solitude. A nice day fishing away from people and social media is amazing. Yes, Ben. I haven't forgotten that question you asked me earlier about if I ever went outside without my technology, and I freaked out because I'm a technological addict. But yes, fishing. I do remember fishing. Do you use a bamboo pole or do you use a fancy pole? I love fishing. Sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. That's wonderful. All right, I don't want to keep y'all too long tonight, so I'm going to move forward. Let's talk now about the difference between loving and losing yourself. The difference between loving and losing yourself. And thank y'all for hanging with me. Rod and reel with some bait. What's your favorite kind of bait? Healthy love includes sacrifice, but healthy love does not require self-erasure. I'm going to say that one more time. Healthy love includes sacrifice, but healthy love does not require self-erasure. You can be compassionate, and Lisa demonstrated awesomely how you can be compassionate and have boundaries. Thank you for coming on the stage, Lisa. That's amazing. You can be generous and say no. Oh, wow, Ben. You can be loving and disappoint people. You can be kind and still protect your peace. The goal isn't to become selfish. The goal is to become more honest, and as we say daily in the network, self-honoring. Self-honoring. The opposite of people-pleasing is self-honoring. Not selfish, not closed off, not cold. Self-honoring from a warm place, from a gooey place that allows you to fill your love tank up for yourself and then give people your overflow. Let's revisit the pen. Is people-pleasing kindness, or is it manipulation disguised as kindness? Or is the answer somewhere in the middle? Tell me what you think after tonight's conversation. Where have you landed tonight? Is people-pleasing kindness, or is it manipulation disguised as kindness? Let me know. We did great on time tonight, y'all. We did great on time. All right, let me know. I'm sure someone's typing. I want to leave you all with one challenge this week. Okay, here's your one challenge of this week. Yes, it can. Yes, it can for the boss, especially if you're afraid of loss. We talked earlier about the fears. I'm going to scroll up. Uh, Fear of disappointing people, fear of rejection. Some people please because they're afraid of losing their jobs. Yeah, that's fine, Lisa. That's what TikTok is for. I do TikTok programs instead of Instagram because you all can just turn off the phone and put it in your pocket and I'll still be there. Or you can swipe off the screen and I'll still be there loving on you. So, yeah, keep doing your errands and Dr. Flo will be right in your pocket. Here's your challenge for the week. Pay attention every time you say yes. Okay? Ask yourself, am I saying yes because I genuinely want to? Or am I saying yes because I'm afraid? Same thing goes for hanging out with people and being around people or participating in things. Are you participating because you genuinely want to? Or are you afraid of being rejected from that situation? Ben talks about giving your all and not getting respect. That's why we anchor self honoring in this community. So important to self honor. Michelle also says, I think it can be both depending on the person. Talking about people pleasing as kindness or manipulation disguised as kindness. Some people are truly kind while others are not. For me, it comes from a place of kindness. I know that to be true about you so far. Saying yes because you genuinely want to instead of saying it because you're afraid. No judgment, no shame, just awareness. Every time you say yes, are you saying yes because you genuinely want to or because you are afraid? And don't judge yourself, just be aware because awareness is where recovery begins. And if tonight's conversation helped you in any way and kind of moved things along for you, follow this room, share the live, come back next week for week 2. Next week, we're going to talk about the cost of being the strong one. Let me make sure that that's right. Next week, we're going to talk about the cost of being the strong one. Okay, so come back next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern if you want to talk about the cost of being the strong one. And remember this, y'all. You are allowed to be kind. You are allowed to have boundaries. And you are allowed to matter too. All right. Last question. What's one thing you're taking away from tonight's conversation? We're all working on it, Michelle. Stay close, Michelle. We're going to work on it together. I used to have to please Sky Daddy, teachers, people, producers, lovers. I had a full-time job trying to please everybody. It stressed me out. People pleasing turned me into an addict. If you can believe it, it made me not want to be on the planet. If you can believe it. What is one thing you're taking away from tonight's conversation? Yeah. Yeah. The pressure of not being liked and not being approved of. You got to also, happy Pride Month to everyone. I also was raised in the South as a same gender loving person. So I was always on pins about being rejected by the religious people around me. You know, and we all have a reason why we could be rejected by anybody. I get rejected every day on TikTok and beyond. Michelle says, I like to hear everyone's different views on the topic. Yeah, this is great. Keep coming. Sundays are all about church hurt and healing. Tuesdays are all about people pleasers and healing through that. And Thursdays all about creatives that are in recovery, creatives who are trying to take their power back and express themselves more. So always feel free to stop by. Shout out to Melissa. And if you want to learn more about what we're doing here in the network, you're more than welcome to go to lovedandlovable.org. And if you want to donate to our causes, you can do that on the site. If you want to work with us or collaborate with us, you can do that there. All loved and lovable. It's so good to see you. Any other closing thoughts? It's all right, Xenostar. Just go to that link, lovedandlovable.org, or text message me, and I'll get you into the RSVP system. Ask Lisa and Ben and Tara and Michelle. I text them first tonight. I text them and told them, yo, we're going live for love now. We're going live for love now. Join me on TikTok. So if you want me to text you first so that you can come on in and be in this loved and lovable energy, then just go to lovedandlovable.org, lovedandlovable.org, lovedandlovable.org. Click on text message RSVP, and I will message you before the event and at the start of the event to make sure that you get into this loved and lovable energy week after week and day after day as often as you want to participate. Any other closing thoughts? Ben said, I just love the fellowship of same-minded people. We love you, Ben. You've only been here for maybe a week or two, and you're my Georgia brother, and I think you are fantastic. I think that you are fantastic, and you are my soul brother, and it is a thrill to have met you as a stranger on TikTok and to have you in the lives daily now, sharing love. It's like a bear hug. I really do appreciate it, and I appreciate all of you. I'm gonna do some quick thank yous. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Tara. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Xenostar. Thank you, Lou. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And yes, okay, just under a week. We're about to have our anniversary. We're about to have our week anniversary. I am so thrilled to be a leader here. If you're just meeting me for the first time, I am Dr. Flo. I'm an online coach and mentor, trainer and tutor of the bold dreams and time, talents, and treasures of people who want to see their dreams happen in this life, not the next. And I set people free daily, spiritually, mentally, professionally, and personally, to go for your dream in this life. You are worthy of it. You deserve it. Why? Because you are deeply and profoundly loved and lovable. You've always been loved and lovable, and you're always going to be loved and lovable for the rest of your life. And I can't wait to spend the next 25 years plus encouraging this community here and everybody around the world who wants to receive that message into their hearts. So on that note, a screenshot, take the screenshot, get the website, come and say hi somewhere. And on behalf of everyone in Love and Action Network, stay in your power, stay in your joy, stay loved and lovable. I'm going to hang out in the chat for about a song. I'll hang out for a song in the chat, just finding out more about you. And I will see you on my twice daily lives. I'm here twice a day encouraging people on good old Tickety Talk. I hope that you all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful night. I appreciate you so much. You will love.